the prices go up from demand, yes, I understand that. But all prices everywhere and inflation can't happen unless there is an increase in the supply of money that has no other intrinsic value behind it. So we've been through a lot of inflation lately, and I think it's coming again because they're going to print all this money out to pay these debts or more bailouts or whatever they're going to do with this money. It's just, it boggles my mind. So inflation, and I have a couple of links that I'll post, and please give me your opinion on these. But what I understand inflation to be is a monopoly of printing money without any restraints behind it. Okay? So, really, through the Constitution, which that's another big debate, the government, the civil government, should print the money, which, they're given the right to print the money, which that's another debate. But now they've handed over that power to a private bank, one private bank, and they have a monopoly of doing that. And then they've also let the bank say, without any regulation and without needing any intrinsic value behind the money, you can print this money out. Wow. Let me tell you what. If I had a back room that I could go to and just run the printing machine to get my driveway paved like I want to have, and this back building, I don't know if you can't see through the window, that is a ruin, if I could do that, that would be a huge carrot in front of my face. I would really have to have a great restraint or a great fear of God. A big fear of God. Well, you know what? I don't think these people have a fear of God, because they have printed the money. And this is inflation. And they're even printing more. And this is the mass inflation coming our way. It's like right now, it's like a dam, and it's just waiting to be released in loans. And as soon as the banks start loaning this money, this mass flood of inflation is going to ripple through the country, and prices are going to go up. And you know what? That is a bigger tax than $4 a year from a 20-year-old man. Even a poor man can afford that. But we're not going to have men 20 years old and older that can afford the inflation that's going to ripple through the country. What can we do now? We need to not get into any more debt. If we can at all help it. We cannot. The only way this inflation can get through the country is if people borrow the money, I think. Please contact me if I'm wrong. But the banks have to loan out the money for the money to get out there. The states have to take this money from the government, these bailouts, for the money to get out there. They have to sell themselves to this inflation for the inflation to get out there. The states and the people that are in the path of this bailout money need to not accept it. Say no. Just say no. You know? I mean, Glen Beck had a great show on where he has this cookie in front of him. And they divided up this cookie because the interest that they were charging, the bank's interest, I know I'm diverting a little bit, but the bank's interest that they were charging on the mortgages wasn't enough for them. So what they did was and I hope I'm right, they cut up these mortgages and sold off these mortgages to all over the world, not just in that little area, but all over the world, to the point where no one knows who owns what piece of what mortgage. And the way Glen Beck did this, and I thought it was very clever, and how does it go, that way or that way? I will add the link, but it was hilarious because he used this big cookie. And all that ran through my mind was, who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Not me. Then who? Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? I mean, that's all that went through my mind. Of course, I'm a mom with kids, so. But, lesson number 9. If at all possible, unless it is an emergency, do not borrow or take any bailout money. Do not borrow any money. Do not take any bailout money. If at all possible. Because this will cause the destruction, really, the destruction of your land. A land without justice. And another word for justice is righteousness. Okay? You can interchange, look in the dictionary. Justice equals righteousness. Righteousness equals justice. A land without righteousness is just a band of robbers. Do not have larceny in the heart. Do not want to steal money. And I'm talking to myself here too. We need to strengthen each other, encourage each other, not to take out any more loans unless it is an emergency. And we need to pay off our debts. Have a great day. Bye-bye.